The lie Harry Potter and Kung Fu Panda both believed. What if the most important thing they were ever told was a lie? Both Harry Potter and Po the Panda were told they were destined for greatness, that they were the one person who could save the world. But that's only half the truth. It's actually a beautifully constructed lie, a secret philosophy their mentors used to unlock a power far greater than destiny. A power that has absolutely nothing to do with being chosen. The Chosen One is one of the oldest stories we have. You know how it goes. A single person, often from humble or unlikely beginnings, is prophesied to be the world's only savior. They're special, they're preordained, and they're destined for greatness whether they like it or not. It's a comforting idea, right? That even in the darkest times, there's a plan. A hero is coming. And on the surface, Harry and Po fit this perfectly. Harry Potter is literally the boy who lived. He's got the lightning bolt scar. He's the only one to ever survive the killing curse. And a prophecy points right at him as the guy with the power to beat Lord Voldemort. The entire wizarding world is whispering his name before he can even cast a spell. He is destiny. Then, over in the Valley of Peace, you've got Po, a clumsy panda who dreams of being a kung fu master but is stuck working in his dad's noodle shop. Then, by what looks like a complete accident, the wise Grand Master Oogway dramatically points his finger and names him the legendary Dragon Warrior, the hero from a prophecy who's supposed to defeat the terrifying Tai Lung. He's the ultimate underdog, a nobody who's suddenly told he's everyone's last hope. Both are shoved onto a path they didn't pick, carrying a title they never asked for. They are, by every definition, the Chosen One. And that label is what kicks off their journey, but it isn't the source of their power. The truth, as their mentors knew all along, is so much bigger and so much more empowering. From the second Harry steps into the wizarding world, he's basically trapped by his own legend. But his mentor, Albus Dumbledore, seems to get how prophecy really works. He doesn't see it as a fixed path, but more like a suggestion, a catalyst. The prophecy about Harry says the one with the power to vanquish the Dark Lord approaches, and the Dark Lord will mark him as his equal. Now that second part is everything. The prophecy didn't name Harry Potter. It was Voldemort himself who, by choosing to act on it and go after the Potters, was the one who marked Harry as his equal. Destiny wasn't written in the stars. It was created by an act of violence and fear. Dumbledore understood this. For years, he guides Harry, not by telling him he's some invincible hero of destiny, but by hammering home the one thing the prophecy leaves out: choice. His most famous piece of advice, which he tells Harry in the Chamber of Secrets, is the key to everything. It is our choices, Harry, that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities. That one idea just dismantles the whole Chosen One concept. Dumbledore knows Harry and Voldemort are linked by more than just a prophecy. They have similar powers, a similar heritage, even a piece of the same soul. What makes Harry the hero isn't his magic or his scar. It's that he consistently chooses to act with love, loyalty, and courage. He chooses friends over going it alone. He chooses to protect people instead of just saving himself. In the end, he chooses to walk to his own death, not because fate said so, but because love required it. So no, Dumbledore didn't exactly lie to Harry, but he let the world run with the simple myth of the Chosen One because it gave Harry a role to grow into. It was the starting pistol for a race he had to choose to run himself. The prophecy wasn't a map, it was just the push out the door. The real path was paved one step at a time by Harry's own choices. The true power wasn't being chosen, it was the power to choose. If Harry's story quietly subverts the lie of destiny, Kung Fu Panda just blows it wide open with a brilliant punchline. Po's journey starts with Master Oogway's baffling choice. While the super-skilled Furious Five are standing there, ready for glory, fate, and a few comical mishaps, picks the out-of-shape panda. His new master, Shifu, is horrified. he sees a joke, not a hero. He thinks the Dragon Warrior has to be someone with incredible talent and discipline, someone who fits the part. So he tries to force Po into that mold with brutal training, and it's a total disaster because Shifu believes the same lie as everyone else, that the power is something external, something you earn with a specific formula. The breakthrough comes from two places. First, from Master Oogway, who tells the frustrated Shifu, "You must let go of the illusion of control." Oogway knows you can't force Po to be the Dragon Warrior. You have to guide him toward what makes him powerful. But the most important wisdom comes from Po's dad. All his life, Mr. Ping has talked about the secret ingredient, soup. With Po at his lowest point, convinced he's a failure, his father finally tells him the secret. There is no secret ingredient. He says, to make something special, you just have to believe it's special. And that's the moment it all clicks for Po. He finally understands the Dragon Scroll. After everything he's been through to earn it, he unrolls it, expecting some ancient power or magic spell. Instead, he finds a blank, reflective surface, a mirror. The secret to limitless power wasn't in the scroll. It was him. It was always him. Shifu had been trying to turn Po into just another warrior. He only succeeded when he finally saw Po for who he was, his obsession with food, his unique body type, his goofy style, and used those things to train him. The lie of the Dragon Scroll, just like the lie of Harry's prophecy, was a placeholder. It was a golden ticket that forced the hero to start the journey. And along the way, he discovered the power was never at the final destination. It was the strength he built getting there. When you look at them together, Dumbledore's and Oogway's strategies are almost identical. They're both master philosophers playing the long game, and the Chosen One's story is their key move. Oogway once said, "Busy, one often meets his destiny on the road he takes to avoid it." This perfectly describes what happens to the villains. Voldemort creates his own worst enemy by trying to kill him as a baby. Tai Lung's fury about being denied the Dragon Scroll is the very reason he wasn't worthy of it. He wanted power from an object, which proved he didn't have the self-belief the scroll was meant to teach. So both Dumbledore and Oogway used the Chosen One label as a kind of sacred manipulation. It's a necessary lie that does two things. First, it puts the hero on a path of growth they'd never take otherwise. Harry would have stayed in his cupboard, and Po would have stayed in the noodle shop. Second, it gives them a psychological shield. The world's belief and their own that they're special is what gets them through those first impossible hurdles. The lie is that the power comes with the title. The truth is that the title only exists to force the hero to find their own power. Dumbledore guides Harry to see that his strength is love and choice. Oogway guides Po to see that his strength is self-belief. In both stories, the mentor knows that destiny is just a tool to kickstart a journey of self-discovery. They aren't training their students to receive power, they're training them to realize it. Shifu has to learn that lesson the hard way, but once he does, he becomes the teacher Po actually needs. But this is the secret philosophy. Destiny isn't a destination, it's a direction. The title, Chosen One, isn't a crown, it's a key. It doesn't give you power, it just unlocks the door to a room where your own power has been waiting for you the whole time. So was it all a lie? Yes and no. The idea that Harry and Po were special just because a prophecy or a turtle said so, that was a lie, or at least an incomplete truth. They weren't powerful because they were chosen so they could become powerful. Their stories flip the whole idea of a passive hero on its head. They teach us that real strength isn't given to you by fate, it's forged by choice. It's not found in a magic scroll or an old prophecy, but in that quiet, terrifying moment, you look in the mirror and decide to believe in the person staring back. Their mentors knew that greatness isn't something you inherit, it's what you grow to be. And that's a philosophy that goes way beyond wizards and kung fu masters. It's a fundamental human truth. We all wait in some way to be chosen for a job, a relationship, a purpose. We look for a sign from the universe that we're special. But the lesson of Harry Potter and Kung Fu Panda is that you don't have to wait. The secret ingredient is you. The choice is yours. The power was in you all along. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories we love. Now I've got a question for you. What's another story where the chosen one had to find their own power? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.